I didn't think 1 week could change anything, not at this stage of life. But after just 7 days of 5 simple habits, I felt more alive, more clear-headed, and more in control than I had in years. You know how people say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's a lie, and I'm living proof. So what changed? What could possibly shift in just a few days? That's exactly what I'm sharing with you in this video. 5 small habits that radically transformed my days, physically, mentally, and emotionally, all within a single week. No huge life overhaul. No expensive programs, just consistent choices, done daily, that brought results almost instantly. Maybe you're feeling stuck, or drained, or like life is just flat. You're not alone. And the truth is, you don't need more time or more motivation. You just need the right starting point. Because after 60, the right habit isn't about hustle. It's about peace, clarity, and living with intention. So if you're ready to feel better quickly and deeply, keep watching. This might just be the week that changes everything. The very first habit I changed? No phone, no news, no social media for at least 1 hour after waking up. I didn't think it would make such a difference. But by day 3, I felt like someone had lifted a mental fog I didn't even know I was living in. Here's the thing, the first hour of your day sets the tone for the next 23, and most people start it by handing their mood over to a screen. You wake up, grab your phone, and within minutes, you're flooded with information, opinions, stress, and stimulation. Before your feet even hit the floor, your nervous system is already on high alert. So I tried something different. I left the phone on airplane mode. I made tea. I stretched. I sat in silence. I listened to my breath. And for that 1 hour, I gave my mind a chance to be mine, not the internet's. It wasn't about doing something big. It was about doing something intentional. I started to feel more in charge, more calm, more awake, in the best way, without needing the world's noise to get me there. By the end of the week, I noticed I was reacting less throughout the day. I was more thoughtful with my words. I wasn't as emotionally hijacked by little things. And maybe most surprisingly, I started to look forward to my mornings again like they were mine to design, not something I had to survive. You don't need to meditate on a mountain, you just need to protect your peace. Starting your day with intention instead of input gives you emotional power, and that power compounds fast. This habit alone reminded me, I'm not too old to own my day. I just have to start by owning the first hour. The second habit that changed my life, I moved just a little every single day. I'm not talking about hitting the gym or running a marathon. I'm talking 10 minutes of intentional movement, stretching, walking, even just swaying to music in the kitchen. Why? Because the body holds emotion, and after 60, we carry decades of tension in our joints, our back, even our face. A few minutes of movement a day helped me release more stress than hours of overthinking ever could. At first, I just walked to the corner and back. Some days I stretched while waiting for the kettle to boil. But what started as simple became sacred. By the 4th day, my sleep improved. I wasn't dragging through the afternoon. I even felt more motivated to do other things, because movement creates momentum. And the mental shift? Huge! I stopped feeling stuck. My mood lifted. I felt more at home in my body, not at war with it. That connection, it was healing. You don't need fancy workouts or strict routines. You just need to move on purpose. The consistency matters more than the intensity. Movement doesn't just change your body, it changes your state. It grounds your thoughts. It breaks emotional loops. It tells your brain, we're not stuck, we're in motion. And it reminded me of something I hadn't felt in a while: pride. Not because I did something extreme, but because I showed up for myself. That feeling? That's freedom. This tiny habit brought me back to life, and it reminded me that strength isn't just physical, it's the decision to keep moving forward, even in small steps. The third habit? One intentional connection every day. I used to go days without really talking to anyone, not just small talk or texting, but true human conversation. After 60, it's easy for life to get quiet, sometimes too quiet. So I made a rule. Once a day, I would reach out to one person, a phone call, a coffee, even just a voice note or handwritten card. One real moment of connection, no expectations, just presence. And the results? Instant warmth, instant energy, instant reminder that I wasn't invisible and that connection doesn't have to be complicated. I started reconnecting with old friends I hadn't spoken to in years. I complimented strangers in the grocery store. I sent messages just to say, "I'm thinking of you," and every time something beautiful happened, I felt lighter, more human, more seen. You don't need a huge social circle. You don't need to be the life of the party. You just need one daily reminder that you're not alone and that you matter. That's where healing starts. That's where loneliness begins to lose its grip. Because emotional health isn't built in isolation. We regulate our emotions through relationships. Our nervous systems calm down when we feel connected. One kind word, one moment of eye contact, one honest check-in, it's medicine. And the beautiful part? You don't have to wait for someone to reach out. You can be the one who starts it. You can create a connection. By the end of the week, this habit filled my heart more than I expected. It reminded me that community isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline, and it's never too late to build it. Habit number 4, I started practicing what I now call an anchor moment, just one daily pause to check in, breathe, and get centered. Life moves fast even after 60. Our minds race, our emotions spike, and before we know it, we're reacting instead of responding. But one moment, just one, can shift the entire emotional current of a day. Here's what I did. Once a day, I stopped whatever I was doing, closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and silently asked myself, how am I really doing? Sometimes the answer surprised me. I'd realize I was holding tension in my jaw, clenching my hands, or spiraling in a loop of thoughts. Other times, I'd find a moment of unexpected peace, and I'd let myself fully feel it. I didn't try to fix anything, I just noticed. And that noticing became a kind of emotional anchor, steady, calming, honest. This habit taught me that I don't need to control every part of life. I just need to be aware of how I'm meeting it. And the more I practiced, the more automatic it became. I started noticing my emotions faster. I caught myself before snapping. I could feel stress rising and chose to breathe instead of break. Sometimes I paired it with gratitude. One breath in, and silently, I'd name something good. The color of the sky, a kind word from a friend, the warmth of a blanket. These tiny recognitions became fuel. I call it an anchor moment because that's exactly what it feels like, dropping a line into stillness, even while the waves of life keep moving. You don't need an hour of meditation. You don't need a fancy app. You just need one pause, one breath, one moment of honesty with yourself. This habit gave me more peace than anything else I tried. It reminded me that sometimes emotional strength isn't about pushing through, it's about pausing on purpose. The 5th and final habit, a nightly reset ritual. For years, I ended my days by scrolling through my phone, replaying regrets, or mentally rehearsing tomorrow's worries. I never realized how much that clutter was stealing from my sleep and my peace. So I created a new ending to my day. Each night, I'd turn off all screens, dim the lights, and take 10 quiet minutes just for me. First, I wrote in a simple notebook just one sentence. What do I want to let go of tonight? Then, I sat in silence. No pressure, no technique, just me, breathing, being. Sometimes I cried, sometimes I smiled, but every night I felt a little lighter, like I wasn't dragging yesterday into tomorrow. That tiny ritual became a powerful signal to my mind. It's safe to rest now. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need to close the day with care. When you release what you've been holding onto, you wake up with space, not stress. And after 60, the rest isn't a reward. It's a necessity. This one habit gave me back my nights and helped me reclaim my mornings too. In just 1 week, 5 simple habits helped me feel more clear, more calm, and more in control after 60. No, it wasn't magic. It was momentum, and it started with one decision to take care of myself, one day at a time. So if something in this video spoke to you, If you're ready to feel just a little better, try one habit, just one. Let that be your beginning. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone else who's ready to reclaim their days. You're not behind, you're right on time,